UFC 300 is this weekend, and today we're going to be talking about the main event, Alex Pereira versus Jamahal Hill. Stick around to hear my thoughts. I'm Wyatt, and this is Fight Society. All right, guys, so UFC 300 is this weekend, and awesome main event. It's not as big of a main event as they promised us. I was hoping for Conor with the way that Dana was talking about this card, but overall, it is what it is. It's a great card. It's a great main event. And today I'm going to talk about specifically that main event. Alex Pereira, former middleweight champion, is going up against former light heavyweight champion Jamahal Hill. Now, both of these guys are powerful strikers. Alex Pereira has a lot more technique. It's like weird, lazy technique. Like he's so talented as a striker that he's a bit lazy, hands down, chin up at times, blocks punches with his face. Whereas Jamahal Hill is a little bit more of a straight up boxer where Alex Pereira throws a lot of calf kicks, a lot of knees. He's not afraid to work the clinch. Jamahal Hill just straight up ones and twos for the most part. Complete transparency, Alex Pereira is one of my favorite fighters, if not my favorite, but I am worried about him in this fight. He did get knocked out by Israel Adesanya at 185 pounds, and there's no doubt in my mind that Jamahal Hill hits a lot harder than Israel Adesanya. With that said, I think that Pereira's chin is much, much better at 205 without having to cut down from like 230 something to make 185. I think that if he would have taken the knockout shot that he took from Izzy Adesanya at light heavyweight versus at 185, he might not have been KO'd. I'm also worried about him in this fight because he does not have much head movement at all. He stays very down the middle. He does not get his head off the center line. So he is going to be very open to the straight punches from Jamahal Hill. But with them being in mirror stances, with Alex Pereira fighting mostly out of orthodox and Jamahal Hill fighting mostly out of southpaw, that does give Alex Pereira a little bit more time or a little bit more range to stay away from the two from Jamahal Hill. But it also protects Jamahal Hill a little bit from that vicious left hook. I think that Pereira is going to need to throw leg kicks, rear leg kicks, and rear leg kicks to the body, given the open stance that he's going to have against Jamahal Hill. And I think that he's going to find success on the feet. I think that both of these guys are going to land on each other. I think that the bigger question here is who is going to go to sleep, because neither of these guys are going to allow the other guy past the second or third round, in my opinion. I think that this fight is going to be less than 10 minutes long. If this fight goes past 10 minutes, they're both going to be out of gas, probably trying to grapple at least a little bit. But I don't see either of these guys withstanding the other one's power for more than 2 rounds. So if I was putting money on this fight, I would bet under 2 rounds, and I would bet the result to be by KO or TKO. Now for Jamahal Hill, I did say this in my closer look video as well. I feel that Jamahal Hill got an easier path to the title, and the circumstances of Yuri being injured and the draw between Jan Blachowicz and Magomed Ankalaev leading to his fight against Glover Teixeira, he benefited from a weird circumstance and a weird situation at 205 at the time, whereas Alex Pereira has been extremely active and he's beaten Jan Blachowicz and Yuri, whereas Jamahal Hill beat Thiago Santos, who's like 40, Johnny Walker, and Glover Teixeira. So he's faced 2 aging competitors. I don't want to take anything away from Glover Teixeira, but he 43 at the time they fought, I believe. And then he fought Johnny Walker, who's basically at this point just the 205 highlight reel. He's on everyone's highlight reel getting knocked out. Even people that don't have crazy knockout power knock out Johnny Walker. So I think that Jamahal Hill, I think that it's subjective. I think, yes, he is a former champ. He is a champion that never lost the belt, but it is subjective to the people that he fought. I think that his legacy and his path to the belt is not as impressive as Alex Pereira's was. Now, Alex Pereira is one of my favorite fighters. Maybe that's a little bit of bias from me. They match up stylistically very well where they both are hittable and they both hit very hard. They match up very well for this to be a fun fight for the fans. But when it comes down to it, this fight is not going to last more than 2 rounds. And my official prediction is that Alex Pereira is going to remain champion by 2nd round knockout. And I think it'll be with the hands, but I could see it being with a knee. So that's my official prediction for the UFC 300 main event, is that Alex Pereira will remain 205-pound champion by KO in the first 2 rounds. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the main event down below. If you like this video and you want more content just like this, click that subscribe button down below. If you want more content from me, go check out my weekly comedy podcast, the Hissyfit podcast, and go check out my personal channel, Wyatt's World. Go watch this suggested video, and I'll see you next time.